right. Good evening. Sorry. Good afternoon. KVrising. We are here. 4 o'clock game. It's game 5 of the first day of the Kellyville tournament. The Vian Lady Wolverines and the Bethel Lady Wildcats here on your one and only home for the Kellyville tournament, KVrising. This afternoon it has been eventful. Been on the mic for 4 games starting this morning at 10 o'clock. Took a break at the 2 o'clock game, at the 2:30 game. Had my dad, Robbie, come up here and run it for us. And now, here in just a little bit, I'll be joined by Terry Wiggs, and we are going to do this. It's going to be great. It's going to work. It's going to be awesome. Game 5, Kellyville tournament, Vian Lady Wolverines, Bethel Lady Wildcats. I'm excited. Terry, you there? Somewhat? Can't hear me? How about now?
Self-talking. There we go. There we go.
All about the buttons.
It's been a while, so, and you know me, I wasn't that familiar with the equipment in the beginning anyway. We couldn't do anything without Jacob. It's good to be back, though. I'm sure I'm going to be extremely rusty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 5 of the Kellyville Invitational Tournament between the Vian Lady Wolverines and the Bethel Lady Wildcats. Introducing the starting lineups, beginning first with the visitors on the scoreboard, the Vian Lady Wolverines. They go into the contest with a 4-8 record, unranked in Class 2A. That's it, number 2, Mason Smith. A junior, number 3, Skylar Lopez. A sophomore, number 4, Rebel Simon. A sophomore, number 22, Avery Wright. And the freshman, number 24, Rayleigh Carroll. And now for your home team on the scoreboard, the Bethel Lady Wildcats. They win the contest with 11-3 record, currently ranked number 2 in Class 3A. Junior number 5, Brooklyn Just. Senior number 10, Parker Stevenson. Senior number 11, Hannah Davidson. Sophomore number 21, Josie McKeezy. And senior number 22, Lily McKeezy.
Well, we are here, Game 5, prepared, ready to go. I can say that going into the tournament, I was completely unprepared.
Well, you know, this is our first, hopefully, annual basketball tournament Kellyville's hosted. I'm excited about it. I've a Kellyville parent. My kids are grown and out of the Kellyville schools, but I've wanted to see this for many, many years. I wish it would have came sooner, but I'm glad it's here. And we're going to get started here. And
Bethel takes the tip. Immediately starting out, a three-pointer.
And can't tell the number there. That was 21 on that three-pointer. McGehee for 3 right off the bat within the first few seconds of the game. So Bethel a quick lead here, 3-0. Here comes Vian. I tell you what, Jacob, I'm pretty impressed with Bethel's attendance here today. They travel pretty well, it looks like.
Well, yeah, that's kind of kind of a new thing as far as today goes, because we had Upper Elementary Day for the first game of the day in Kellyville and Oktaha, and so we had the Upper Elementary all throughout that home student section side. But then the rest of the day, you could hear a pin drop almost the entirety of the games.
Yeah, these tournaments, and there's another 3 attempt by Bethel, and it's missed but rebounded. And they're getting several shots on goal with several rebounds and can't get the ball to fall. Finally, Vian comes up with the rebound and unfortunately steps out of bounds. Yeah, these tournaments, the Thursday, Friday, I remember traveling with my kids. The Thursday, Friday games typically are pretty scarce with fans just during the work week. We should see more tonight, and especially tomorrow night, and then, of course, all day Saturday, I expect the place to be pretty packed.
Yeah. And I'd love that. And I've messaged opposing head coaches, or not even just opposing head coaches. I've messaged all the head coaches of the tournament, hey, feel free to tell your fans, we're doing the whole tournament. We're going to be here live. If they can't make the drive, they don't want to make the drive. You play 7:30 or 8:30 at night, and you have fans that are mid-60s, 70s, they don't want to make the drive. Understandable. It's on YouTube. Here it is. You can watch it.
And that was Davison at the line there for Bethel, and she went 1 for 2 there from the line. So your score 4-0 here early in the first quarter. Vian still trying to get on the board here with 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. And there's going to be a travel call. Let's see, that's number 22, is that correct? Be right for Vian, tried to drive in and took an extra step according to the ref. Nice left-handed shot, but she couldn't get it to go. And there's a block by Davison, I believe.
Good drive there. Fouled, but got the shot up, and it was almost good. It was almost in.
Sometimes it's a challenge here with the girls' games and the hair blocking the uniform number. That's going to be Stevenson's at the line. I finally was able to see the front of her jersey, number 10.
We had some trouble with Adair earlier, their numbers being yellow on white with no outline. So it was just straight up bright yellow on white, and you couldn't see them.
And Stevens made that free throw, so 6-0 here. Bethel with the lead. That ball's going to be tipped out of bounds, so Vian's going to keep it here near court to us for the toss in. And there's another ball knocked loose out of bounds. Vian maintains possession. Little extra hop there by number 23 as she's prepared to shoot. It's Russell for Vian. So here comes Bethel again. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, and a 3 attempt, no good, but rebound by Bethel. Another 3. Miss, but again, rebound. And there's a nice pass across the court. So Bethel taking a lot of shots. They're having trouble getting it to go, but they are making some good offensive rebounds. And there's a steal by number 10.
Good fake there.
Is that number 10? I believe so. So that was Stevenson. with a good steal, a good fake, and an easy layup. So at 4:33 left here in the first period, Bethel leads Vian 8-0. About to get back underway after the timeout. And Bethel with the full court press, but Vian's able to get it across the half court. And there's a drive in, double team, and there's first points for Vian by number 2. That's Smith. Bethel quick to respond. On the other end by Stevens. Or I'm sorry, McGee. That ball knocked loose out of bounds. Bethel's going to maintain possession for the inbounds on the baseline. And there's a good pass inside, but good defense by Vian to close that up. Nice rebound. And we got a foul on number 22. It's McGee's first for Bethel. Vian trying to get inside. The ball's knocked loose, and here comes Bethel. But it's going to be a double dribble as she tried to pick it up after the steal. So Vian ball. That shot, I believe, was tipped a little bit. And Bethel with an easy lay-in at the other end on the quick run down the court. Another steal by Bethel. They get it inside for the layup, but it's going to be missed. Rebound Vian. And number 5 for Bethel, Duff, draws the charge. And there's a 3 by Stevenson. So Bethel continues to increase the lead here late in the first. Shot by Wright, going to be fouled, so she'll go to the line for Vian. And she makes her first. So Wright at the line for her second attempt. And she gets it to go as well. So that brings it 15-4. Bethel with the lead. 2:20 left here in the first. And another 3 by Stevenson. Unfortunately, we're not keeping stats, but Jacob, I'm not counting, but I think the third three-pointer by Stevenson, if I'm correct on that. So she's got a hot hand right now. Nice rebound by Vian, but can't get the putback to go. A foul called on the floor. Foul was committed by Wright. So Bethel with the inbounds. There's a three by Stevenson. It's off the rim, rebounded by Vian's number 23, Russell. There's a nice drive in by number 12, Neal, for Vian. So Vian's starting to find their groove a little bit, trying to figure out Bethel's defense. But they got a ways to go here. Down 18-6 with the first period about to expire, less than a minute. There's a steal by Stevenson. Nice pass. Well, they can't get the lay-in to go. As Stevenson passed that ball over to number 2, Tapley. She's going to go to the line for 2. 27.8 seconds remaining in the first period. And Tapley misses her first attempt. And that ball almost rolled out of there, but she got it to fall. So 1 of 2 from the line for Tapley, and that brings it 19-6. Lions going to push down the floor and see if they can't get some more on the board before the first period expires. And now we're going to have a jump ball. Bethel with the possession arrow, so 14.9. See what Bethel's going to do here. Get a shot off before the clock expires. And there's a 3 for Stevens. She can't get it to go. No good. That's going to be the end of the first period. Bethel with the lead, 19-6 over Vian here at Kellyville. So I want to thank Jacob and his dad, Robbie, the founders, owners, president, whatever title you want to give them, of KVrising, and really appreciate them. I was fortunate through, what was KVrising, where they've been? We've been around for, it's been 4 years or 3 years? 3 years?
4 years coming up.
4 years are coming up, so 3 of the 4 years of my son's high school career. So I was very fortunate to be a part of the broadcast and get to watch the game at the same time. I really appreciate the dedication from your family, Jacob, and everything that it takes to do this. I think a lot of people may not realize what it takes to put a broadcast together. You know, a lot of people do it with their phones, and I've done it with my phone before in absence of our equipment in the past, but it's a big dedication, a big task to take on, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. So we're underway here in the second period. Vian had a few attempts there, couldn't get it to fall, and the ball's knocked loose out of bounds by Bethel. So Vian's going to maintain possession here and see if they can't add to their point total. And it's underneath. And again, just struggling getting that ball to go in the net for Vian. There's a lay-in there for McGehee. And a block and a steal by McGehee. Pass over to Stevenson for the lay-in. So Bethel continuing to another ball knocked loose by Stevenson. So Stevenson having quite the game so far. Don't really know the history about either one of these teams, but Stevenson's hot with the three tonight or this afternoon, and been great on defense. Nice pass across the paint to McGehee for two. Now there's a nice shot there by Smith for Vian to add two to their total. So you score 25-8 with Bethel with a commanding lead here. Just over 6 minutes to go in the second period. And McGehee with two more. So McGehee and Stevenson leading Bethel here today with points. Again, we're not doing stats, so I apologize for that. Anybody watching that wish we were and keeping up with it, but I believe that's McGehee again. So McGee's layup was good, and she's here to see if she can make a three-point play, and she does. And another steal there by Stevenson. And the double team draws the walk as Bethel just continues to just be a blanket of defense against Vian. So Vian with the timeout. 5:29 left in the half, 32-8. Bethel with the lead. There's nice inside pass to McGehee underneath for the easy two. Another steal by McGehee. She gets it down to Stevenson. Stevenson can't get the lay-in to go. Gets her own rebound, second attempt, and it goes out of bounds. For those of you that are, obviously if you're watching this game, you're a fan of Vian or Bethel. And as the tournament progresses, if you weren't able to make it today, but you come tomorrow or Saturday, unfamiliar with the Kellyville area, we sat just southwest of Sapulpa, which sits southwest of Tulsa. So there is plenty to do with not a very far drive. Here in Kellyville, we have a few dining options, and then of course Sapulpa, there's a few more. So give yourself time to come explore the area if you've never been in the area before. And a fast break by Bethel down to Stevenson for 2 more. And a jump ball, and that's going to give Vian possession here. As Bethel makes a full squad change, so bear with me on number calling and try. I just gotten used to their roster, and they bring in a new 5. And there's a 3 by Gascon. So even with the new 5, Bethel continues to be aggressive and put the ball up with that 3, up by 32. And the defense also continues for Bethel as there's still there. Nice behind the back pass. Wow, what a pass. Trying to give credit to the pass, and that was McGehee who either snuck back in the game or remained that I didn't notice. But it was a nice behind the back pass as they drove to the basket. Rebound by Vian, and that ball's loose, and Bethel comes up with it. McGee puts it up, can't get it to go. Vian trying to make a fast break and is able to get it to go. Number 12, Neal. Rebound by Tapley. And then another rebound by McGehee. And she puts it up for 2. So Bethel continuing to expand their lead here with 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And a block by McGee. I'll tell you what, Jacob, I wish I was keeping stats. Just the performance here that I'm observing, have watched either one of these teams by McGee and Stevenson on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. And for McGee, not only in the offense herself, but the assist numbers she's probably putting up as well.
They keep track of offensive rebounds too.
Yeah, this Bethel team is definitely a rebounding team. Now their defense is phenomenal. Vian struggling to find an answer to it. They're doing a lot of traps, catching Vian just as they come across half court and disrupting their offense. there's going to be a foul on number 2, Tapley, for Bethel, which is going to send number 24, Terrell to the line. And her first attempt's off the front of the rim and does not fall. Can't get the second one to fall either, so Ryan's going to be stuck at 12 here just before half. And McGehee with 3. Ryan with a chance to add, and there's a ball knocked loose by Bethel's number 3. Fight to the end. They finally get it to fall. So your halftime score here from Kellyville: Bethel 53, Vian 12. So we're going to take a break. Look, they've got 10 minutes on the board for halftime. We're going to go silent for about 7-8 minutes, and we'll be back with you for the third quarter.
Okay, we are back just a little bit before halftime is over.
If you have real estate needs, home, farm, or ranch or commercial, either buying or selling, contact Kellyville graduate Lucian Packard III with Chitwood and Cohen Realtors. He is your hardworking home counselor for all your real estate needs. Lucian Packard III, Chitwood and Cohen, 918-701-9272.
So for you Vian fans, I'm sure you're aware, but your boys play immediately following this contest here with the girls. They play Colcord, scheduled for 5:30. This game started about 10 minutes late. Don't know if that'll affect the 5:30 game or not. I'm sure we'll try to get back on schedule if it's at all possible. So stay tuned, grab you a bite or something after the girls game, and come back and join us at 5:30 for the Colcord Vian game. And we're back underway here, third period. Bethel with the ball. And immediately a three-point attempt, but no good. That was by Stevenson. And we're going to get a walk committed by Vian, so Bethel gets the ball back. That three-pointer attempt was by McGehee, and ball's loose on the floor. Bethel comes back up with it. There's a three, and that's in and out. Rebound number 2 for Vian. That's Smith. And the drive in the paint is knocked loose by Stevenson. Bethel drives down, pushes it back out. There's a three attempt. Picked up by Stevenson. And the offensive rebounds continue for Bethel. Vian came up with that loose ball, but got called for the double dribble, so back to Bethel here. Long three by Stevenson, no good. Ball's out of bounds. I believe Vian ball. Vian's still trying to find an answer here. We've had some decent shots on goal and some attempts underneath. Despite the number of steals that Bethel has come up with. And another behind the back pass by Stevenson for an easy lay-in there for Bethel. I didn't catch who made the layup. I was so impressed by the behind the back pass.
Well, the girl fell to draw a charge. That's what I was impressed by. She fell to draw a charge, but she couldn't because by the time she had fell, the ball was already gone.
Nice turnaround jumper there by McGee. And there's another ball tied up by the defensive Bethel. Jacob and I were talking during the break, not knowing much about either one of these teams, but I can see why Bethel is number 2 in Class 3A. And just have the 3 losses. I'm not sure who their losses are to. Sometimes you're in high school, sometimes the records don't really reflect because one of those 3 losses may possibly be in a tournament or something where they played a Class 6A team.
Yeah.
I know we've experienced that here in Kellyville before, where we've had a couple of losses on our schedule where we traveled and kind of played out of class and took a loss. So advantages and disadvantages of doing that is you get to see a little better talent, maybe make yourself better, but it tends to bring those losses on your record. So kind of can make your record look a little worse than it is. By no means is 11-3 a bad record. So let me reiterate that for sure. And there's a nice rebound recovery there by Davidson.
Three-pointer. Couldn't see who it was by, but.
Another steal. Oh, there's a steal right back by Vianne's number 2. She attempts to go out. Her shot's blocked, but it goes out of bounds. That's Smith for Vianne. Another blocked ball by Bethel. Bethel's defense is pretty impressive today. And there's a nice lay-in there by number 22. That's right for Vianne. And a 3 by number 2 on the other end by Tapley for Bethel. Bethel just continues to add to their side of the scoreboard. And another steal by Bethel. And Bethel's Gascon is going to be fouled if she tries to go in for that layup. So she'll go to the line for 2. 3:48 here in the third. Bethel 63, Vianne 15. And Gascon makes her first attempt. And she gets her second, so that's going to bring us 65-15. There's that double team that we've been seeing. And number 22, nice jumper there by Wright for Vianne. Vianne still continuing to show good effort despite the scoreboard. And that pass is going to be thrown away. A little miscommunication there for Vianne. So another turnover. Long 3. No good. And Vianne comes up with the rebound. Number 22. Correction, I'm sorry. 32, it's Richardson. Oh, ball's loose on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. Bethel has the possession arrow. And that shot was in and out, went to, knocked out of bounds by Vianne. So Bethel ball on the baseline. And that pass a little too tall for Gascon. So here comes Vian. And that shot attempt's going to be blocked there by Bethel's number 2, Tapley. Correction, I'm sorry, number 3. And a walk called on Bethel. 1:35 left here in the third. And another steal by McGehee. But they can't hold on to the ball. It goes out of bounds baseline, so Vian ball. Loose ball. It's going to be a jump ball, and Vian has the possession arrow. Vian just can't get the ball inside at all. Defense by Bethel. It's forced another turnover, and there's a long pass. And I believe it was Gascon just could not catch up to it. Just goes out of bounds. Vian ball. Under a minute left here in the third. And a foul's going to be called, I believe, on number 24, Thomas, for Bethel. So Vian to get it baseline. And that ball's tipped as it's thrown in bounds, and Bethel comes up with it. Another example of great defense here by this Bethel Lady Wildcats. A nice rebound by Smith for Vian. And then on the other end, a block shot by Tucker. And right at the buzzer, there's going to be a foul called as McGehee was trying to get off a three-pointer before the buzzer, and she's going to be fouled. The clock did expire just after the whistle, so McGehee will just go to the line for her 3 attempts. She makes the first. And McGehee 2 of 3 from the free throw line. So that brings your score 67-17 as we get ready to start the fourth. They may leave it up to the coaches, but just looking at my clock here, I don't anticipate that the 5:30 game is going to start on time. I think they try to give them at least 30 minutes. Is that the way it's been running today, or?
Well, to give them 10 minutes.
10.
10.
Okay.
So the reason why the other game got pushed back is because the 2:30 game ended at like 3:30 instead of 4, and so it got pushed back we had 30 minutes till the next tip-off, but and then they added 10 minutes to that, so we had 40 minutes to the next tip-off. So it's 10 minutes. May not start on time. It might. We'll see.
Well, I know when these tournaments go, as soon as you get behind with one game, depending on how they're built out, it ends up making the rest of your day. There's a nice three by Smith for Vian. It just ends up pushing all your games back. So I know as the powers that be of the tournament, they try to keep it on schedule as much as they can. They realize people are traveling to come watch these games. For the most part, they don't start them early. I've been to some tournaments where they started early and was actually a little upset because, you show up about 10 minutes before the game expecting the game to start in 10 minutes and it's already started. That can be frustrating for people traveling, especially long distances.
Yeah, I've calculated some of the distances from here and some of these places, and Oaktaha had to leave their school campus or their houses at 7:30 this morning, 8:30 this morning to be able to be here on time.
And this is Tucker for the Lady Wildcats from the line. Yeah, and some of these teams that travel that far, I would imagine they're staying somewhere local, but maybe not. Not sure.
Well, I mean, when I was in high school, it wasn't we didn't have to go too far. We went to Kiefer and Ripley, and we didn't have to.
Yeah.
We didn't have to travel over an hour. We traveled 10 minutes and 30 minutes, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, there's really just two local teams, what I consider local, in our tournament, and that's Ripley and Bristow. But again, this being our first ever tournament, the tournaments it's one of those things. Schools get these tournaments going, and oh wow, I thought for sure that was a charge, but she didn't get the call. Once you get the tournaments established, the schools that are attending those tournaments just kind of the thing to do, and they don't maybe take a risk a little bit by because you can only attend, I think it's two tournaments a year. So if you have gone to the same tournament for years and years and years, maybe take a risk of switching to a different tournament because you've never been there. You don't have any idea what it's like, and hopefully we get good feedback from these teams that have attended, and coaches talk. So hopefully some of these teams that are in attendance for our tournament are going to talk and speak to other coaches, and this tournament will continue to expand and grow years to come. So. And I do want to, I'll say it again during the Kellyville game this evening, just so maybe have a little more local Kellyville people listening, but I just can't express the gratitude to all the volunteers today. Our scorers table down there, those folks, you're talking about 10, 12, 13-hour day for these tournaments. It's a lot of work to put one together, and that's maybe a part of the reason why we're just now doing it. It takes a lot of volunteers. So we appreciate everyone who supports, from the concession staff to the scorers table to Jacob, Everyone involved. Got Kellyville coaching staff, all kinds of members of administration and what have you that are here helping throughout the day. I saw our softball coach walking around earlier, so he's been here probably most of the day. A couple football coaches. So it takes an army to put one of these together. We're playing charades with Jacob's dad, who's down at the scorer's table, and we're up high. He's giving hand signals, and Jacob's trying to figure it out. And McGehee just continues to light up the scoreboard here on this Thursday afternoon, early evening. She makes her lay in and goes to the line to make it a 3-point play and increase Bethel's lead. And I believe she's going to take a break. Yes, she is. So just about halfway through this fourth period here. And that's right for Vian, who goes in, drives in, and draws the foul, so she'll go to the line for 2. And she makes her first attempt. And her second one's in and out, so 1 for 2 there for Wright for Vian. And that pass is wide left out to Gascon. And McGehee, after a short breather, is back in the game. And there's a steal there by Davidson. You know, I just now kind of recognizing this with Bethel. They got quite the bench over there as far as number of players compared to Vian. I'm not sure all those young ladies are, some, you know, a couple of them may be trainers, what have you, but they got a full bench over there for Bethel. That was a nice move there by Vian. Just couldn't get the ball to go. And I believe that was Stevenson. And Wright on the other end for Vian goes up for the layup, and she's going to be fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2. And she makes her first. And her second's in and out. But Vine gets the rebound, and the ball is overthrown, and the ref caught it with his feet, kept it in bounds. A loose ball, and Bethel picked it up and went down and easy lay in.
Well, the 80 mark has been hit. I don't know the highest point scored in the event center.
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that might be.
This has got to be up there, though.
It's got to be close. I think we had a boys' game that might have gone into the 80s, but I can't say that for sure.
I think this skyrockets any girls' game that we've had.
Yeah, I would say that this probably sets a record for points on board, you know, total points on board for that matter. You're looking at over 100 for a girls' game. And Tucker with the free throw. To increase that 80-point mark. .139 left here in the ball game. There's a 60-point gap between these two teams, so it's been definitely a lopsided game. Vian just did not have an answer to Bethel's heavy defense. They've not had many shots on goals and struggled on the ones that they did just to get the ball to fall. But Bethel just, again, I wish I was keeping stats. I don't know the number of steals takeaway that Bethel has had this afternoon. And right there, as I talk about it, there's another one. And Tapley can't keep a handle on it and lets it go out. So Vian gets an unusual turnover from Bethel. But credit to these Vian girls, they have not given up. I mean, you know, I would think especially in high school, you look at the board and you're down by 60. That would just take the fight out of you. But these Vian girls are definitely continuing to give 100% effort, or so it seems. You know, I don't know they're paying attention to the board, and so they're just taking this as an opportunity to improve themselves and get better as a team and move forward. And a lot of times that's what these tournaments are all about. Nothing better than game live practice. There's a nice move on the inside down the baseline there by Wright for Vian. And there you have it, folks. Your final, Bethel 82, Vian 24. And as I said, I got about 17 after 5. Our scheduled game is. Okay, so I had to listen. Bethel advances tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And Vian will play at 10 a.m. Anyway, it's creeping on about 18 after 5. The next game is scheduled for 5:30. They did just put 12 minutes on the clock, so it appears that we are intending to start on time at 5:30. So we're going to take a quick break, get some refreshments, and we'll be back with you in about 8 or 9, 10 minutes, something like that. So stay tuned, and we come back to the the Vian Colcord game.